Hi there, my name is Indie Earth, and today I'm going to show you and teach you two different ways that you can lift your NPCs above the counters. I'm looking at you, little lalas. So without this method, whenever you place a vendor behind a counter, you actually can't see them over the counter. I will show you how to lift them with two different methods, one being one with countertop placements and one with gradual lifting, which is a little bit harder to do, but quite a lot more precise. So let's get into our first method here. For this method, you're going to need something like a tabletop that you can jump on that will be about the height that the table where your Lala is going to be is on. So as example here, I'm going to use the Oriental round table in the housing, which is about the same height as the little step stool that I picked for my Lala. Exit out of your housing area, jump on your table, and this is going to require a little bit of a precise placement here. You're going to have to practice quite a lot. One thing that I should mention is before you start placing your vendors, make sure that you already know the race and the gender, because you're gonna only be able to do it once. And then if you redo it, you're gonna have to start from scratch again. So I'd like my journeyman Savager to be a Lala female. So once you've decided the race and the gender of your Lala, make sure that your salvager permit or your vendor permit is actually in your storage. This will help you with location. Now the tricky part with this glitch here is that you're actually going to have to exit out of the menu and center yourself properly until you can actually place your vendor. So here it's a little bit too much in the back for me, so I exit the housing, I take one quick step back, and I start again. Now the reason why you want to be on top of a table doing this is because if you actually try to place it from the ground, the vendor is actually going to be on the ground as well. So that's why it's important to be on the table, completely placed, completely centered right at the beginning, right at the start, so that once you place your vendor, it'll be on the right height. From here, you can use the place cancel trick. So if you don't know how to do that, refer to our first video that teaches you the basic of the place escape or place cancel glitch. So we're gonna do num star for myself, because that's the shortcut that I have. We're gonna place, it's gonna ask us for the race, and we want a female, and there you go. Now before you leave, and I can't stress this enough, this is another time where you have to rotate your item quite a lot. I'm not sure what the camera rotated here too. So rotate your camera, make sure to grab your vendor, wiggle them a little bit, press escape just to solidify it in place. Yes, your vendor will actually fall through here. It does not currently recognize that there is a step stool. So exit the house and come back. And hopefully, if you wiggled your item enough or rotated your item enough, or your vendor, I should say, when you come back in the house, it should be back on the shelf. Great success. Now let's hop into our second method to do this. So we're going to place our table back in our inventory. We don't need it. I'm actually going to also move away the step stool here so that it's not in our way. For this second method, you're going to need two very important things. You're going to use your stage panel. We're going to rotate it so it's straight. I'm going to place it right behind the location where we want our retainer to be, or vendor to be. And this method will require the Riveria wall shelf. Now with this one here, it's actually going to be quite simple because we have the other step stool here, or the bench here, to kind of guide us with the height. So the first thing we're gonna do is this one we can do from the ground. We're gonna grab our permit. This one can be from your inventory or your storage, it does not matter. This one I would like to be a Lala male. So we're gonna place our vendor. I'd recommend that you place them straight right away. This is not something that you can move once you start lifting it. I'm gonna make him equal with her friend next to him. Let's move our stage panel a little bit behind here to make it easier. And this is when we start to lift. The hardest part of this glitch is to actually get started. So what you're going to do is you're going to left click and escape as fast as you can. You want your shelf to initially cover a little bit of the feet. Now it doesn't show anything, but once you go back to the indoor furnishing, it lifts your NPC. We're gonna place the shelf back into storage. As you can tell, it started to lift. Grab your shelf once again. And this time you can be a little bit generous. It won't work if you put it over here, but we're gonna lift it quite significantly. We're gonna go right above the ankle. Again, you want to left click very quickly and then press escape very quickly. Your vendor is gonna fall, go back in your indoor furnishing. Ta-da! It's lifted once again. So we'll rinse and repeat here. We'll speed up the process a little bit and we'll show you what it looks like once we're done. Beautiful. So here I have both of our vendors about the same height. That's exactly what we wanted, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our shelf back. We're gonna grab our vendor retainer or item, because you can use this trick for other items. We're gonna rotate this guy a little bit. We're going to move him a little bit. Press escape. Beautiful. We can move our bench back right under him. Let's make sure we're straight. Move that a little bit back. Fantastic. We can take our stage panel back. We no longer need it. Perfect. Now let's escape. Let's escape. Let's leave our house. As you can tell, once again, our vendor fell. That's inconvenient. But let's leave the house and come back and make sure that he's still floating there for us. And one of the most important part is that sometimes if you go too fast, you're gonna lose your progress. So if you're more comfortable doing little baby steps, then you should be good. So here we have our vendor all nicely floated. So we can put our counter back from where it was. And there we are. Let's make sure our counters are actually straight. Beautiful. And there we have it. We have a little bit of a lift for our lovely vendors who, by themselves, wouldn't even see over the counter. And there you go. So I hope that this guide has been helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'll be happy to help if you have any questions. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.